Welcome to Overcoming Testimonies, brought to you by Eden Mesganaw of Remax Premier and ObeyEthiopianDishes.com, where God's greatness is your testimony. Now, here's your hosts, Pastor Yonatan and Eden Mesganaw.
Okay, welcome back, and Eden will continue the sharing of her testimony. Eden, your story is indeed extraordinary, so I'm sure listeners are waiting eagerly to hear the rest of your story. Will you continue? Thank you.
Yeah, I would love to, and I'll be brief because we have only so much time. So my son was accepted at a public school for grade 10, and that was not a good year for us. That was 2013. And what happened was, originally when he joined the school, he was loved. He looked great, perfect, clean, and he got that attention, you know, a kid that came from, you know, a private school. But soon the enemy was preparing to steal him, you know, deceive and obviously kill. So he tried again this marijuana.
Wow.
So when he did, like as I say, it has this effect on my son where it made it clear to him that life was not worth living. In a sense, he
was off of it for some time.
Yeah,
he was. What that means?
Well, when he was going to that school,
Yes.
you cannot do anything
Exactly.
like that. So he was clean. Like as I say, the difference between non-Christian public school,
Yes.
even for what's private, if the heart is not changed,
Exactly.
if
You
you know,
can just only control the person,
yes, exactly.
not change the heart.
Not change the heart. Changing the heart is very important. So, but that, I mean, my son was a very confident, extremely handsome, wonderful boy. But soon, taking this stuff, like he started getting bullied. Of course, he's very secretive. He doesn't tell you what was going on. And of course, rejection came, fight came. He lost his self-confidence. He really actually thought he looked so ugly. There was something on his forehead. So it was devastating. We had a really, really bad experience. I mean, all the boys that we saw grew in our area turned to be just with no purpose. Their goal become just getting high, no purpose at all. And this situation really created chaos in our family. I mean, like a 15-year-old, you know, let our door open anytime while we're sleeping. And you cannot sleep well because you're so afraid there's going to be fire because they get hungry.
Exactly.
These kids
Yes.
get hungry. They don't know which door. They come in, cook, smoke. So, you know, you cannot sleep well. And the smell of this stuff,
Yes.
nobody talks about secondhand smoking right now.
Exactly.
It just wakes you up like an
That's
alarm,
true.
right? And not knowing when you wake up midnight or 1 o'clock where your son is. Like I sit up praying, 14, 15-year-old, Lord, where could he be, please? So you cannot sleep, waiting.
Wow.
And sometimes when you sleep for a bit, you just wake up. And so this created major fear in the family. As a matter of
So
fact.
he was around 16 years old
No.
at that time, or
No, he was 15, turned
15 and a
15,
half.
14 and a half, 15,
Okay.
right? Yeah.
how difficult it must have been?
Oh my goodness, I cannot tell you. It's one of the most difficult moment. So the biggest, what made it worse was my daughter, who was 10 years old at a time. There creates fear in her because she was actually literally daydreaming. While she was at school, she would daydream that her mom was going to be killed, her grandparents were going to be thrown off the stairs because her brother, she kind of knew, and I don't know what to do to stop this. And the challenge is no one is there to protect you. We had to call police every now and then, which is the most embarrassing moment because you're looking for your son, you don't know what your son is. The doctors, the police, the schools think I should let him go. I should he's grown up. Like he's grown up, really? So I was so confused because I'm here in system trying to save my child, but they're saying let go. And I happen to attend parent support group.
Okay.
You know, Christians, believe me, we become minority. this support group, what they talk you into is how to detach yourself from your child, right?
Wow.
Like let him be, just watch
Yeah.
him die or suffer.
Wow.
That's what the
So-
support group is all about.
What's the support then?
Oh, the support is they think they're counseling you by numbing yourself.
Right.
Or
Let-
I don't know, Pastor, if you really look at the system, what the system is doing is breaking relationship between children and parents. They want us to be as individuals on their own. And if they chose to do that, that's okay. That's what they chose in life.
Wow.
So that's what I got from every level, right? And the social workers, first of all, the social worker would come in and my son would tell her, get out of here. All you want is your money. What do you want? Because the system had taught children
Exactly.
not to respect authority.
Exactly.
So
they-
it was a
they're
terrible
in
situation.
A rebellious situation, so it's very difficult to deal with them.
Yeah, nobody can control them. And it's just, my heart goes out for a family that have to raise children where, most kids, thank God, they turn out to be okay. But for the few ones, it's just devastating. So this is why I had to flee the country.
Right.
But I have to tell you this. when I was talking about the story, I was trying to see what should I title it. Guardian Angel, My Guardian Angels, or is the story about how God delivered my son.
Right.
So this Guardian Angels, I have to tell you about this. I met them in Bolton in my gym. They were a couple that wanted to teach children, like a Sabbath school,
Okay.
a missionary, like Sunday school.
Okay.
So I met them there. They connected with Simon. They were not successful in continuing because they weren't able to get much parents, but they become friend. So this couple were there for me when I went through divorce. I talked to them about everything because they're the real deal. They were a beautiful couple. So those are the people that decided to move to Africa. And those were the people that prepared a home for me to go hide my son like Moses to get him out of the situation. So I could go on and on about those couple, but I guess we have a limited time. I'm going to stop my
that's
story
right.
here.
Yes.
But God always provides. God always provides.
That's really amazing. Let me just throw a few questions so
Sure,
that you can answer
sure.
those, Aidan. Where do you see God was moving in all this situation unfolding in your life?
And everywhere, because as I say, when you're at that situation, you're really alone. When something happens to you, you call the police, you expect them to help you. But the police, for me, turn out to be all the authorities. Like the doctors cannot treat, they cannot treat your children. They cannot take this poison out of them. They wouldn't even advise them to listen to your mom. What she does is to care for you. No.
Right.
And he was like, get out of my face. I have my right. So,
Wow.
so the only one that you could talk is to God. Like I told you, it was God that provided those couple for me.
Right.
How they ministered to me.
A real support came from that couple.
I feel those couple, God
Yes,
put them in Bolton for that
exactly.
purpose. Because,
Amazing.
because they counsel me through everything. They become friend. And she was a stay-home mom. She took care of my child anytime I want
So
her.
these are committed Christians.
Oh my goodness, committed, they love God. And when they moved to Africa, that was their purpose, to win souls.
Wow.
So they were my guardian angels. About this couple, I could go on and on and on. Really, this is what we get the story out of this, is how you could save your brother, how you could be there for them. And that's how God physically could not come and do stuff, but
Exactly.
He sent
God
people for me
uses
to help me
people.
out. Yeah,
That's true.
exactly.
Wow. So what would you say to people in a similar situation, going through the quite similar situation? So what would you advise them to do right in a kind of a situation like that?
Honestly, yeah. As I say, every situation is unique, but they have to quickly search for people that truly know God to pray together with them. But one thing they have to remember is they're on their own with God. Whenever they struggle with this, the system is not on your side to help you out.
Right.
So, but God has different way. He had,
That's so true.
for each individual person, He has a
Exactly.
different way. But fasting, praying, reading the Word. Believe me, it's not easy. Even while I was doing that, because I didn't have, because my son at a time, this stuff, I'll tell you what, it would make you lose your brain.
That's true.
So he even pour water over me while I kneel and pray. He just like curse me, his little sister, God. So you think this is the enemy take over your children. So it's not easy. It's easy to talk, but to actually live it is a different story. So the only way you could get through is God. Yeah. So He was there in every step, in every way.
Sharing your story within this very short period of time, and then just giving us, the main points, I believe.
Right.
I was just trying to imagine the details of your story and what you went through. So, as you were sharing your testimony, I was also assuming and imagining there are people out there going through very difficult situations. As you said, everyone's story has a unique characteristics, and everyone goes through different types of challenge. But the truth of the matter is that what I have learned from your story is that the connection with God,
Right.
and trusting Him, connecting with Him, and talking with Him. Most of the time, what we do is just using God as a first responder. When we are in trouble, we shout to God and we talk to Him. But we have to develop a kind of a real relationship with God, and talk with Him instead of just talk to Him. Talking to Him and talking with Him is totally different.
Yes.
So we need to talk with Him so that He will reply back, answer, give God the chance to communicate with us, guide us, and lead us. So that's what I have learned, and I'd like to encourage you out there, if you are in a situation that is quite difficult and you don't know what to do, I really encourage you that God is a living God, and He cares for you. He is there to support you. He is there to send, as Eden was sharing with us, guardian angels. This
Guardian
couple,
angels, yes.
absolutely. God used them in your life,
Right.
to support you, to guide you, and to counsel you, to pray for you. So that's really amazing.
Yeah.
So God is really at work. Don't let yourself down. God is there. He will encourage you and pull you out. God bless you so much.
Amen. Amen.
Amen.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you. So thank you for being with us this evening, and would like to wish you the best and a wonderful weekend, and would like to have you next week as well. Thank you very much. Goodbye.